Junkyard Heart. Joe and Mike Himmel lived in a world made of metal. Their playground wasn't swings and slides, but the sprawling, clanging, wonderfully chaotic Himmel family scrapyard. It was a kingdom of discarded dreams, where rusty robots and forgotten cars whispered stories of yesterday. Their favorite game was breathing new life into the junk. They crafted amazing animal sculptures from the discarded parts, each one a testament to their boundless imagination. A dented fender became a majestic elephant's ear. A broken tailpipe transformed into a slithering snake. Joe, the slightly older and definitely more inventive of the two, was particularly proud of his latest creation. It was a rabbit, crafted from a mishmash of metal scraps. Its ears perked up with an eternally curious expression. The pièce de résistance, a gleaming Volkswagen bug door handle for its twitching nose. "Genius, Joe, pure genius," Mike exclaimed, circling the rabbit with admiration. "That nose is perfect. You should call him Tonk." And so, the rabbit was christened Tonk, the Junkyard Rabbit, a symbol of their endless creativity. One sweltering afternoon, exploring a newly accessible corner of the yard, they stumbled upon something truly peculiar. A landslide of tires had revealed a hidden pocket, a dark and dusty alcove filled with forgotten treasures. Nestled inside a cracked tire, they found it. It was a small, plum-sized object, smooth and strangely warm to the touch. Wires sprouted from one end, like metallic roots, and strange foreign writing covered its surface. It looked like something that didn't belong in their world of familiar junk. "Dibs!" Joe shouted, reaching for it. But Mike was quicker. With a lightning-fast swipe, he snatched the mysterious object from Joe's grasp. "I've got a better idea," Mike declared, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "This is going straight into Snappy." Snappy was Mike's magnum opus, a fearsome alligator sculpture made from old washing machine parts and a rusty lawnmower blade for a tail. The boys set to work, transforming into makeshift surgeons. "Scalpel, please, Nurse Mike," Joe said, holding up a rusty wrench with mock seriousness. Mike giggled, handing him a pair of pliers. Carefully, they soldered the mysterious heart into Snappy's rib cage, connecting the wires to the alligator's metal frame. The air crackled with anticipation. They held their breath. Suddenly, a puff of smoke erupted from Snappy's chest, followed by a low electrical hum. The sculpture began to tremble, its metal joints groaning in protest. Snappy was waking up. Joe?" Mike stammered, his eyes wide with a mixture of excitement and fear. "Are you sure this thing isn't going to, explode?" Joe, equally nervous, took a step back. Then it happened. Snappy spoke. "Well, that was a rather rude awakening," the alligator grumbled, his voice a surprisingly sophisticated baritone. The boys stared in disbelief. You can talk?" Joe managed to squeak out, completely dumbfounded. Snappy chuckled, a sound like grinding gears. "Indeed, and might I add, my brain is working far better than either of yours at the moment." Snappy slowly stood upright, his metal legs creaking with each movement. He surveyed his surroundings with newfound awareness. His gaze landed on Tonk, Joe's rabbit sculpture. "Interesting design," Snappy commented. "The Volkswagen door handle is a particularly inspired touch." Then Snappy dropped a bombshell. "You know," he said, tilting his head, "there are others, dormant, waiting for a spark." "Others?" Mike repeated, his voice barely a whisper. "What others?" Snappy simply nodded toward a far corner of the junkyard, a place they rarely ventured. "Follow me," Snappy instructed, his metal tail swishing back and forth. He led them through a maze of twisted metal and forgotten machinery, his movements surprisingly graceful for a creature made of junk. They arrived at a wall of rusty car radiators, stacked haphazardly against each other. Snappy reached out with a clawed hand and, with surprising strength, pulled one of the radiators aside. Behind it, hidden from view, was a rusty suitcase. "How did you know that was there?" Joe asked, his eyes wide with wonder. Snappy simply smiled, a chillingly mechanical grin. "Let's just say I have access to certain information." With trembling hands, they opened the suitcase. Inside, nestled on a bed of oily rags, were more of the electric hearts, dozens of them, each one pulsating with a faint inner light. The realization hit them like a bolt of lightning. They could bring all their sculptures to life. The junkyard could become a menagerie of mechanical creatures, a world where imagination reigned supreme. This is incredible," Joe exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. He finally understood the significance of their discovery. This wasn't just a game anymore. This was something extraordinary. Mike, never one to be outdone, threw his arms in the air and shouted, "Summer has officially begun." The junkyard, once a place of discarded dreams, was now a realm of endless possibilities. With each new sculpture brought to life, their world expanded. Imagination and creativity were the keys, and the Himmel family scrapyard was the kingdom waiting to be populated. The adventure had only just begun.